Yeah,
You
he's
are
got,
very welcome, brother.
honestly,
My pleasure.
thank you, brother. I don't know, brother Voice, have you heard David before? Have you heard his lives? And
Oh yeah,
are you
yeah.
familiar with him? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I follow David. Yeah, I'm on his live.
So I have almost a brother, the Voice. I'm looking for this verse because the Holy God hated Allah word, which means Allah word appeared in the God, which means Allah appeared in the God, right? Because she hated Allah word. Astaghfirullah, brother. Because al-Mu'min, the mother of believers, Aisha, she said, let me prove it. The mother of believers, Aisha said, the verse of stoning and breastfeeding 10 times in adults, they revealed in the book of Allah. And when Muhammad died, they was preoccupied with Muhammad's death. And the same ship came inside his bedroom. Look here. There you go, the hadith. Is it clear? The picture is clear, brother?
Yeah, I can read it, yeah.
Great.
I've read the hadith before, yeah, but...
Yeah, so the verse of stoning and breastfeeding an adult 10 times was revealed. And the paper was with me under my pillow when the messenger of Allah died. We were preoccupied with his death, and the same ship came in it and ate it. Yummy. So this ate the word of Allah, right? So which means the word of Allah inside this. Word of Allah is Allah. In Islam too. In Islam, the Quran, because Quran is word of Allah, is not created. In Islam, in Sunnah, Quran is not created. Why? Because word of Allah. Great. So which means word of Allah is not created, creator, right? If not created, creator, right? So the creator now appeared inside the God. At least our God appeared in a flesh, a human, right?
Ahmad, am I right in saying that that they still hold, even though they can't find these verses in the Quran physically, am I right in saying that they still hold
They cannot found it. Never.
Yeah, but do they not still believe in the practices regarding
They still
breastfeeding
still believing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
they believe it.
Who can recite that? Who can recite the verse?
So I asked it where we can found it. They said they always saying they upgraded. I said, okay, so who can upgrade the verse? Only Muhammad and Allah, right? So Muhammad has died. Who upgraded? Aisha? No, Aisha is not the prophet. Who upgraded? Osman? Omar? Who upgraded?
Yeah.
There you go. We have it over there. There you go, answer.
Hello.
Yalla, brother over there. What's the answer? What's the answer?
Ahmed was referring to witnesses. I wanted just to discuss the witnesses.
Okay, go to witnesses.
So you want to go back to witnesses? You are very welcome. There you go. Let's go back to witnesses.
I was referring to the witnesses. I was referring to the witnesses in Deuteronomy 19:15.
Where?
No. That's an old game you're trying to play, brother. We are talking about Islam here. You are a Muslim.
100%.
Come out and defend it. Don't worry about Deuteronomy. Don't worry about Deuteronomy. Brother, Deuteronomy is too much for you. Listen, it's too much for you. Christianity, it's too much for you. Your brain cannot process it, okay? So leave Christianity alone and defend your Islam.
Beautiful.
Christianity is too much for you, brother.
Am I free to speak or we're not free to speak?
Yes, but leave Christianity alone. Talk about the 4 witnesses that Muhammad is telling us about.
Beautiful. So I'm saying in regards to Islam, it refers to witnesses. So I just wanted to know if the witnesses were always on through religions, whether it was previous religions or current religions. Why do you all of a sudden find that a major issue?
So
Brother,
because
the question is simple. The question is simple. If you see your wife in bed, listen. If you see your wife in bed with a man, what do you have to do according to Sharia al-Islamiyya? That's the question. Leave Deuteronomy alone. Leave the Bible alone.
so after you answer, we go your question. Listen. Over there.
I gave the answer.
Try to answer before you ask.
No, I gave the answer. I said according to Islamic
So
law,
answer first, and we go to
If
Deuteronomy.
been seen by 4 witnesses, then the had, which means the Islamic action of penalty will be taken place. But penalty is not to be taken place upon anybody. Can I finish off, please? Penalty is not allowed to be taken out on anybody unless 4 witnesses have witnessed the act itself. That refers to a person that steals, a person that fornicates, a person that murders. That there needs to be witnesses in place.
All right. The question again. You are a Muslim, okay? And you got your Quran and Sharia and everything. You walk home and you see your wife. Sorry, I'm just giving you an example. You see your wife in bed with a man. What would you do? An example. What would you do? I'm giving you an example. I'm not saying your wife or you.
100%.
I'm just giving you an example.
100%. I'll lose my temper. I might get violent. I might disown 110%.
Then you are not a Muslim. Then you are not a Muslim.
Brother, can I finish off the answer, or do you want to cut me off?
But you're not a Muslim. You're not a Muslim.
Can I answer?
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, for you to make any assumption who's a Muslim, Allah didn't appoint you on this land to stamp who's a Muslim and who's not. So first of all, know your position in this world.
I'm reading your book, brother.
No,
I know my position. I'm reading your book.
Am I free to answer, or do you like cutting people off?
Yes, but don't throw words in there, okay? I know my faith.
First of all, don't tell me I'm not Muslim. I said to you, as a Muslim, Allah is the one that authorized who's Muslim and who's not you. So know your spot.
I'm reading you, brother. Listen. I said according to the Sharia, what would you do? The Sharia tells you must go and bring 4 witnesses. You said you will lose your temper. You said you will lose your temper.
The Sharia says if you want to act out the penalty of stoning, then bring 4 witnesses, but you cannot stone without 4 witnesses. I said to you, what would you do? I said to you, I would get upset.
Yes.
I might get violent, but I won't do the stoning, because according to the Islamic law, to stone to death, you need 4 witnesses to do so. So do not manipulate my words just to feed your
I'm
customers.
not manipulating your words, brother. I'm saying you are not doing what Muhammad told you to do. Muhammad told you, you see it, you walk away. Don't lose your temper. Don't do anything. You see it, you walk out, and you get 4 witnesses.
And also, according Muhammad, just a second, brother. Just a second.
To take out the law.
Let me explain at this point. My turn, please. I didn't cut you off. Okay. So there also Muhammad, according the Hadith Sahih in Sunan Abi Dawud, not only just to bring 4 witnesses. No, those 4 witnesses have to see the private part inside the private part. Let me read the hadith together.
No, I've read.
Right? No, let me read it. Please, I didn't cut you off. Sunan Abi Dawud 4452. He said, the Jewish brought a man and a woman of them who had committed fornication. He said, bring me 2 learned men or yours. So they brought the 2 sons of Syria. he adjured them and said, how do you think about the matter? If these two persons bear witnesses to the effect that they have seen his sexual organ in her female organ penetrate like a column stick when enclosed in its case, they will be stoned to death. He asked, what is there which prevents you from stoning them? They replied, our role has gone, so we disapprove it of killing the messenger of Allah, then called for the witnesses. They brought forth witnesses who testified that they had seen his sexual organ in her female organ, like
polarium stick when enclosed in its case. The Prophet then gave orders to stoning them.
There you go.
So they have to
not
see
just
the act.
only, yes,
So
not just
you have
only
to see
for
the act.
witnesses, not just only
Okay,
brother
so-
for witnesses.
so what's the-
The
so
four
what's the
witnesses. Okay, the question is, if someone to his home and see it, his wife naked beside a man naked on the bed, what he can do? He have to bring it for witnesses, and the witnesses have to see the private part inside the private part. Is that not Allah allowed to woman to have a boyfriend? Because you cannot found it for witnesses to see it a private part inside a private part. Is that not Allah allowed to woman to have a boyfriend? Even if his man knows or don't know, it doesn't matter.
Brother David, can you just give me the question, please? Because you're giving me a complete scenario and a hadith of,
So I
of
said,
extensive amount. I'm
the
asking, what's
question
the actual
is,
question?
did Allah, your Allah, did not give the woman, even marriage woman, allow to have boyfriend?
No, Islamically, the woman that is married is entitled to one husband and not a boyfriend, nor is the man that is married entitled to a girlfriend.
So how can you prove it she is do zina? Because you have to see, four witnesses have to see the private part inside the private part.
That's exactly correct. So the question here is now, can you define what zina means? What
So
does
you cannot found it.
mean? Of course
You
not.
cannot.
Unless a
So which
person
means-
is completely out of, unless a person has no modesty at all and is
Which
doing
means-
it in the broad daylight open in front of so many people, then you say this person will be seen. But a person
So which
that has
means
concealed
Allah
or
allowed
hidden,
her to have a
won't
boyfriend
be
to do
seen.
sex in front of his husband, and he cannot do anything.
No, because Islam makes it very, very clear that it is unlawful for that to take place, which means it's still haram. It's classified unlawful.
It
is
doesn't
still
matter
a
haram
sin.
or halal.
It is
He
still
cannot
a
do
sin.
anything.
It is still a sin and a major sin. So we can't say that Allah made it permissible, because now you're playing with Islam and the interpretation of Islam. You're
If
saying
he
that
is,
Allah
if the
allows it.
man, brother, if the man see his wife and the private part inside the private part, he cannot do anything. There you go.
No.
He needed
See,
four
there's
witnesses.
There's a difference between can he do something and is that allowed? Is that permissible or not permissible?
So
Now, let's
Allah
look at the question.
Allah allowed her. There no sins. How can they catch her?
Brother David, I'll let you talk for a good 3 minutes. I was completely silent. You read a hadith for 5 minutes. You gave me an explanation for 2 minutes. You're not allowing me to put 40 seconds together. Every 8 words, you're going to cut me off. It's very, very, very hard for me to explain anything in that manner.
Go ahead. I will make a mute. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. So you asked the question, and the question was that your Allah allows a woman to have a boyfriend. We said no. Then you're bringing me this hadith. Now, in this hadith, it does nowhere say that the act that she is doing is permissible and it is acceptable in the eyes of God. But what this hadith is telling you is if every individual that theirs make their own judgment and start killing people based on their own judgment, that is not accepted in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is all the hadith is referring. Now you've twisted the entire hadith to say, your Allah has allowed a girlfriend. Nowhere in Islamic literature does it mention that Allah has made permissible for a married woman to have a boyfriend, nor has Allah made it permissible for a single woman to have a boyfriend. So I think for you to come on the platform and play with the Islamic literature, just again, to give the correct bait for your audience, is very, very devilish if it's done purposely. If it's done unintentionally,
stop talking person.
Then it's
Answer, don't talk in person, please.